Hey everybody in internet land, Erwin McKen, your big wave marketing mentor, coming to you live and direct from the car. I'm in traffic, as you can tell, but I thought let me be smart and take some downtime, non-productive time, and make it productive training time. So I am glad that we can connect here for a few minutes and offer you some value. If you're watching this on my Facebook or my YouTube or my blog, then I'm going to share with you some value today. And as you can see from the title of this video, how you can know you're slipping into ADD as a marketer and how you can recover. So it's all about self-diagnosis here, okay? And here's 4 quick symptoms of how you can determine that you're slipping into ADD or have already slipped into it. Number 1 symptom is you constantly are changing your strategy. Okay? You have a very low attention span and you cannot stay on any task for more than, a couple weeks. This is not good. Now, don't confuse it. Change is good, especially change in the area of personal development where you're improving your skill sets, where you're learning, you're building your confidence, your self-esteem, because I believe that it's not just what you do but who you are. It's not the action but why you're, how you feel about yourself while you're doing the action. But changes that make you infrequent, topsy-turvy, up and down, that change isn't good, because what you're doing is through introducing the variable of change, you never really see the result. And all professionals over time collect data so they can know the averages, their average that works in their favor. For instance, if you're a network marketer, you need to know your average. If you are a fitness training in the area of fitness, you need to know your average. You need to know how many reps you need to do to have a certain body mass index, or how much fat burning. You understand what I'm saying? So don't change all the time your strategy, because you'll never ever get the data on what's working. So that's the first symptom. You're constantly changing. And can you find me a marketer that is just steady? Wow, that's a that is the question of the hour. So if you find yourself constantly changing, it's a clue that you're slipping into ADD. The second symptom to know that you're falling into ADD or slipping into it is if you are making excuses. And you need to quickly catch that and nip it, because when you make excuses, you're slipping down a slippery slope of lack of irresponsibility. People who make excuses are simply people who are not taking responsibility for their results, and they get into the blame game and lay blame over here and over here, and they blame the product and the compensation and the company, and therefore feel that they need to change all the time, when really that's not the problem. The problem's not the product, the company, the compensation. The problem is you. So don't make excuses. Excuses, I like to define it this way, are nothing but illegal tender. It's counterfeit notes. And if you make excuses to yourself constantly, you're accepting counterfeit currency, so to speak. So don't do that, because that's illegal. You need to know after this message that no longer will you accept counterfeit illegal currency. Don't accept it from yourself, excuses. Don't accept it from others. And don't accept it especially from your downline or your upline. So stop making excuses. If you're falling into excusitis, it's a clear sign you're slipping into ADD. And finally, there's a statement that says you can make excuses and you can make money, but you can't do both. So again, nip that one in the bud. Number 3 symptom, you're feeling guilty all the time. Okay, many of you watching this right now, you might have been guilty so long you don't even know it's guilt. And guilt is a negative emotion that does not produce anything positive. You must eliminate this out of your life in any arena. Business, health, spiritual, relationships. You cannot build successfully when there's guilt. Where does guilt come from? It comes from the fact that you know you're supposed to do this, but you're not. And so it eats away at you. Guilt is like rust. And rust erodes. Just like you don't know rust is there underneath the metal until the day you go to open your car and not only the handle, the whole door falls off. Rust erodes your self-confidence, and it's going to bring your growth both mentally, spiritually, financially to a halt. So we must eliminate the rest. We must get rid of guilt. And if you're feeling guilty, there's a clue that you're going to slip into a place you don't want to go. The fourth symptom is, and this is actually quite interesting, it's a mismanaging of your budget. You know, in any business, you have to have a budget, and that requires discipline. You need to know what the income is and what the outgo is. But specifically, when people are not steady, they're changing all the time, when they're making excuses all the time, and when they're feeling guilty, they tend to make erratic decisions and purchases, and they're getting this and getting that, and buying this tool and buying this new series, and it can be quite costly. And here's a clue: you might want to actually look at your x-ray, and your x-ray is your credit card statement. And if there are things that you constantly keep buying every week, every month, and you're not deriving value from, it then just now becomes a added cost, and you're not being a good steward of your budget. Everything that's itemized on your credit card statement should be valuable. And if it's not, you might want to reconsider why this charge is there. If anything is not valuable, we eliminate it out of our lives. And I would recommend, if anything that you see on your statement is not valuable, you highly consider whether or not this is worthwhile keeping. Valuable, keep things that are valuable. Eliminate things that don't have value. And so, to recap the 4 symptoms, how you can know you're slipping into ADD is, number 1, if you keep changing your strategy all the time. If you're unstable, discipline-wise and emotional-wise. Number 2, if you keep making excuses. Excuses is the sure path to failure and defeat. Number 3, if you feel the negative emotion of guilt, that is rust eroding your confidence and your self-esteem. We need to eliminate that. And number 4 is if you're mismanaging your budget. So if you know these symptoms exist, definitely we need to address that. You can plug back into this video series, and I'm going to explain to you what you want to do to replace these things and get healthy and start being on a path of success. So Erwin McKen, your big wave marketing mentor, I'm in traffic here, wanted to share those 4 symptoms because ADD is plaguing the arena, the industry. We need to get you focused. We need to get you healthy. We need to get you moving forward, productive, and you will be a much more successful marketer, a much more successful person. We'll see you on the next video. I'm going to get to my next appointment, and we'll see you at the top. Bye for now.